Okay guys, welcome back. Part of the reason why I paused there was I didn't want to get that video to get so large that I couldn't upload it to YouTube. But like I mentioned in the last video, I did do decorations at Halloween time or like music, for a family member. I also did it for a singles group with the church once. But several years ago, back when I was a teenager, I don't know, I can't remember offhand if I mentioned this in the last video, but I had tapes, like this that I made a compilation of, and I had a stereo, and I want to show this to you now. This stereo here plays both CDs, which like it is right now, or tapes. There's the tape deck beneath, if you're paying attention. Well, what it is I had one that would play front and back of the tapes, and what I did was I did like a relay where it would play, like I had one where it was like it would play 120-minute tape, like a 2-hour tape, and then it would play, like I had another one that was another 2-hour tape of like different things playing with it. So what would happen is it would play all the way through both sides of one tape, and then click off and play the second part of the other tape. And then I had another tape player waiting, so I could rotate those out. So, that would last for a good, 3 hours on 2 tapes. And then I think I made like a total of like 5 tapes with different things on them. And, I spent like months working on it, like 2-3 months prior. And the nice thing is I had what I called my recording studio. It was my parents' old camper that, it's unfortunate where I lived at the time, the neighbors had a tree fall on it. I would love to be able to go like have that again, like a private recording studio like that again, and do that. I enjoyed that, where I could like sit there and mess with stuff like that and just have a good time. I'm like really into, messing around with stuff like that, for like my own personal entertainment, which by law I am allowed to do if it's for my own personal use. But I had a grand time doing that. And my parents knew that if they could hear noise in the camper, I was happy. They didn't care what I was in there doing, because they could figure, okay, that I was in there doing whatever it was I was doing. It wasn't legal, and I wasn't getting it on with a boy. Not that I'm gay or anything like that. I'm not. I'm obviously married. But they knew I was in there messing around with my music and my tapes and stuff. They're like, let the kid alone. She's in there having a great time. But what I would do is like I would actually play that kind of stuff, like for like, I would get it through at least 3-4 hours worth of the trick-or-treating in the town I grew up in. And like I would decorate, and then Mom and Dad just did not care. They knew I was having fun, and that's all they cared about. One of my personal favorites, and I got a story about Halloween. When I'm trying to remember if it was when I was 17 or 18, because I know when I was 19, my parents moved to where they live now. So I was extremely disappointed that, we couldn't go trick-or-treat, or, have trick-or-treaters at the house. And I got a story about where my parents lived. It's nothing to do with my parents, but the neighbors across the street. Well, when I was 17 or 18, I dressed up as a hippie vampire. God's honest truth. I had the fangs and everything, and I had like one of those head wreaths and one of those psychedelic shirts. I think I must have spent like 3 or 4 hours screwing around with that, making myself up and everything. I even painted my nails and everything. I would have scared the crap out of anybody, which I did. I mean, and it's just, I made myself, I duded myself up, had the hippie, everything. I even dressed like that at work and got away with it when I was 17. You know, at McDonald's. But, oh my God, you know, I was laid on the porch on Mom and Dad's swing. I had put candy right here on my once thin belly. I laid there on the swing. I tell you what, it worked. I scared the puckies out of a few of those kids. I was like, I got up and said, Happy Halloween. Oh my God, some of those kids, you just would have thought I had killed them. That was like the sound effects I was talking about. I just, you know, skipped it. I put that on there so you guys could hear it. Like, that's the kind of sound effects I was talking about. But, oh my God, it was funny. I'm going to pause here because I want to tell the story about when my parents moved to where they live now. Because this is pretty funny and it's a true story. Hang on.